I thought I was joking. Right, am I offline? Yeah, it is laggy. What just happened? It looks like my screen is frozen. I am back now? Okay. When I look at my screen from my phone, I look frozen. Weird. Anyway, basically, we were talking about, when we gonna get multiplayer. To get guilds, and then we can create Ergada inside CyberVerse. Is everything working alright now? Okay, weird. Okay, now it looked frozen on my phone again, so I was like, what? What's going on? But yeah, we're definitely gonna have any game. Yes, I haven't done the barman job in a while. It's just I don't have time, honestly. Like doing my daily activities, it just takes quite a while. Because in the week time I only have like half an hour max, 40 minutes to an hour max to just do all my stuff, which is do all my spins, collect all the rewards. Yeah, it's a lot to do, and I don't think I can squeeze the bartending game as well in there. Uh, I don't think he has a problem, to be honest. I still think it's fun to play. Like any grind, it's a bit repetitive, but if you don't mind repetitive, it's fine. I honestly still don't like the DJ game. I tried it a few times, can't do it. So I gave up. I just decided I'm probably just gonna level slowly from like playing the game. You do earn 1 XP here and there, so it adds up eventually, I guess. I don't know exactly what is it about it. It's not hard, but just feels a bit clunky, I guess. Or my reflexes are just really that rusty, I guess. I'm not sure. You can always blame the game, I guess, if you're not good at it. Alright, let's see. Inventory dirt. Look, so you don't say I'm exaggerating, like I did a whole run of harvesting and I just only got like 11 dirt. I think that's really not a lot. Like, no, crazy people. I guess I'm just old. Alright, let's back to the mine. Yeah, I know. Let's try our luck with the slot machine a couple of times before we go back into the mine. I am poor now, so only gonna do 100 per spin. Listen. Yeah, I guess. By poor, I mean that it is getting more difficult to get CYPX in game, so before I could like grind quite nicely. Like I could fish, I could do the gardening, and I could like, you know, afford to splurge quite a big chunk on slots. But now it's getting a bit harder to get, so yeah, I guess people need to realize eventually that CYPX is getting harder to get, and you know, eventually people are gonna start using it in game more and more, and yeah, you're gonna need it in game for a lot of things. Then you'll have to buy some extra because, well, you sold it all for scrap. Oh yeah. The thing is, I've seen people play slots quite a bit, so it is still a popular game, I guess. Also, people play the coin flip as well. So compared to all the other things, people are actually using them, which is always good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. That's my point as well. Because now you have nothing really to do with the items because it's still at the beginning. But once multiplayer rolls around and you can trade items with other people or buy and sell them from a market, then you're gonna need that CYPX to do so. Because you'll definitely can sell them put better money to other players that need that item rather than just to the NPC who's gonna just pay you a flat amount. So but we'll see. At the end of the day, we do need you know an injection of players as well. I guess we have a good amount of players at the moment, which is, let's say we have like 5 or 6 fanatics that play every day, and we have a few more that play casually. Which it's not bad, to be honest, in the middle of the bear market. I think it's still okay. A couple more spins because we're getting scammed today. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I guess we can't beat around the bush. That a big part of why a lot of people still play is because they can sell the CYPX and earn a buck. But I think that's a necessary evil at the moment that keeps the game alive for the moment until like more fun stuff get added in that are gonna need to be done, not just because you earn but because you enjoy playing, if that makes sense. At the moment there's a lot of features that they're not always the most fun to do, but you just do them because it earns you some extra tokens. Just it's fine at the moment. For example, the furniture was added recently, so that's something that doesn't provide you with any benefits for having it, but gives you extra content to play. So things like this get added from now on even more often. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff to get you engaged in playing, but not necessarily earn you anything. I guess the earn is what keeps people interested at the moment until more stuff gets added. Sorry. How many do I have now? I have 6. I need to craft a few more. You'll have to excuse me one moment. My dog needs some water. I'll be back in a sec. I'm back. Right, let's have a look. What's crafting diamonds? Yeah, it's definitely worth crafting this power cells now. Because from what I understand, the ores are gonna get a bit rarer. But all depends how rare. I'm very curious how mining is gonna work when multiplayer happens. Are you gonna be, you know, other people with you in the mine, or it's just gonna be like a solo adventure like now? Because I guess it will be something to compete with other players on ores. Like if they keep, you know, more people in the mine. Okay. Because you, as I said, you will have people fighting for ores at some point. Yikes. I guess that's something that can be tweaked. No, not for us, that's for sure. It all makes sense why he's crafting a lot of fishing rods now. He's gonna have a monopoly on fishing rods. Yes, why are you still not a mod, honestly? What a good question. Let's see. Let's have a look. One BRB. Let me log in. I'll give you mod right now. I'm back. Alright, let's go here. Do you know how to give mod? I have no idea. Harm channel videos notification. Let's see. This guy. Odd guest. No. There you go. Why not? Let's give him more this one. You know what? I'm feeling generous. Where's Lexi? Have more this one. There you go. Ooh, that looks trippy. You're welcome. Nice. I like the little swords by your names. Alright, let's mine this one and then we go collect our flowers again. I really need to have a look in that music box they have in the items and see if I'm missing something from there. So I'm not sure I got everything from the box. And I do need all the songs I can get. Oh my god, that's a big sombrero. Nice, flowers. Let's get. Oh yeah, also, I think I've said this before, but it would be cool to have like an other option so you can actually select how many you want. Yeah. Hmm. I guess it's a bit weird when you think about crafting furniture, is that you need to make sure you're not gonna sell that apartment anytime soon because, well, you know, basically if you worked really hard. Hmm. Oh yeah, of course I understand. But I was thinking, if you work really hard to renovate an apartment and then you sell it, they're all gonna be gone, right? Because the new person that buys the apartment is not gonna have the furniture in it, right? It's gonna be a new empty apartment. I meant if you furnish your apartment and sell it, the apartment is gonna be received with furniture or without? Yeah? Okay. Well, that's quite cool. Because I thought because they're not really NFTs, right? The items in the furniture, I guess. It's not they're not really NFTs, so they possibly disappear when you sell the apartment to a new player, but Mr. Pixel, did you play Animal Crossing for some reason at some point? Hmm. Did you by any chance play Animal Crossing on Switch? Okay, never mind. It's a game on Switch. Uh, Basically, you have an island and you fill it up with residents and you decorate your island, etc., etc. My point is that what would be cool to have a furniture shop that you can buy furniture from, and it changes weekly, like the items inside. Just some cool items that you can't really craft yourself. You can only buy. Item shop. Yeah, that would be cool. The thing is, I guess I'm not sure if we talked about this before, but I think we have. I think we were talking about not turning into pay to win game or anything. I think it all depends what you understand by pay to win. For my understanding, pay to win means if you can pay money to get access to something that normal players can't without paying money. I think that's for me is pay to win. If you pay for decorative stuff or stuff that you can also get with in-game currency as well as fiat or crypto, and that's just fair game to me. Yeah, you're right. We did talk about a lot of things. But yeah, so I wouldn't think like having a furniture shop that you can't craft with normal materials, but you have to pay with CYPX. I don't think that's pay to win because you can get CYPX just by playing the game. If it's recently posted on Twitter, I haven't seen. Oh, is it? Okay, I know the person. But don't worry, he hates everything, so it's not specifically. No, he doesn't watch my streams, I think, anyway. It's Mr. Fidgety Rat. He's just an old grump that hates everything. Ignore him. Literally, I don't think I've seen anything that he didn't hate on. I think people are yet to understand that things cost money, and to maintain a game or a project, it's not free. It does cost money, so you need to somehow generate some more, revenue to keep the thing going. Because as we can see with Ergo, it's a lot of projects that are hibernated at the moment because they run out of funds, and no one can be bothered to do anything without, getting paid, which is understandable in one way anyway. But at the same time, don't complain about other projects that are trying to do something through the bear market. No one's forcing anyone to buy or put more money into a project. People are doing willingly because they believe and they want to support the project in the first place. But as I said, when it comes to hating, people will find a way. When it comes to markets, I think this is just like a little, I don't know what to call it. I guess it's just a bit of hype because all the ETFs are waiting to be approved, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum one. I think people are getting a bit ahead of themselves, well, as the markets do. It's literally the same thing that's happening with S&P 500, literally. Mr. Jerome Powell is saying we're not, decreasing the rates. The interest rates are staying high until further notice, until we can get close to 2%. But no one's believing a word he's saying. And keep buying the dip. That's why I think, like, until interest rates start coming down, nothing's gonna pump properly. Money is still expensive to borrow, so I mean, you see this because people are sitting now with a lot of liquidity on the sidelines, and every time they see some volume or some like movements in the markets, they jump in to see if they can, grab something. So I wouldn't pay attention to these like 20-25% jumps sometimes in prices because they don't really mean much. It's just people FOMOing in early before they they don't want to be left out, so they jump in early at the first opportunity. That's what I'm thinking as well. I mean, they have kind of like stabilized now because they're not gonna raise them anymore. So we reached the peak of the interest rates as far as I can think. Now it's just the moment of them saying, okay, it's enough. We need to help the markets, so some quantitative easing. So here we go. We're gonna start cutting the rates a bit, and that's when we start gonna see the real pumps go. I know, I've heard that so many times and it doesn't make any sense in my head. Like everybody I've had a word with about this always say, oh, once the interest rates get cut, the market crashes. Why? Hmm. I don't know. Did we watch all the latest earnings? I know it's just observing historical data, but it just a lot of people say the same thing. Like just by looking at the charts, that whenever interest rates went down, the markets went down as well. But every time I look on the charts to see this correlation happen, it kind of correlates with a black swan as well. You can see it clearly in 2000, you can see it clearly in 2008. And then I'm asking, which one came first? Did the crash came first and then the interest rates cut? I mean, it all depends which way you look at it, I guess. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I guess there's always the storyline of Bitcoin hasn't really existed much in a high inflationary, you know, or high interest rate environment. I can think that. Mhm. From what we hear, the job market is strong, so there's no problems there. No, I do understand that at some point there's no reason to cut interest rates if there's no need to stimulate the market, I guess. Or at least in the US, but I don't think there's any difference anywhere else, to be honest. COVID hit the whole planet, it didn't hit only US, so I think what happened in 2008 was like the no one was expecting it, so everything looked very strong. So you know, it just happened out of nowhere. Now it just happened everywhere at the same time. So there's no economies that were touched a bit less than the others. Everyone's suffering. I know. Hence, everything else bleeds against it. I mean, there's nothing much they can do, to be honest. They have to keep raising that, what do you call it, that debt ceiling every so often, and they'll be fine. As long as they have money to cover the interest rates, the debt rates, they're fine. It's literally no way out. I mean, as a country with the world reserve currency, you are expected to run a trade deficit, so I guess it's fine technically. But I think the US exaggerated a bit with the with how much money they printed. But I don't think it matters in the long run. I don't think it matters anyway. It all depends. Like, there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, I think the dollar is close to be, it's at its end of being the world reserve currency." It's about that cycle. It's about the time the cycle ends now. But I'm asking you now: is there a better currency at the moment to use as the world reserve currency? I don't think so. Why, are you gonna trust the Chinese? Are you gonna trust the Russians? How about India? I don't think so. No one's putting their hard-earned money into those markets. As bad as the economy can get, it can always get propped up. The US is the pinnacle of, secure money and, the democracy, which, most of the planet believes in. Whoever is crazy enough to invest in Chinese companies, good luck to you. Yeah. I guess it's curious to see, because we know for sure that what do you call it? CBDC is gonna be created at some point. I'm just curious how everything would be implemented and how it would work actually. Kind of depends, to be honest. It is scary, but it depends. Because if they believe it's gonna be the same thing as the digital yuan in China, where you get paid in social credit basically, and they can cut you off at any point if you misbehave, for example. It all depends how hands-on the government is gonna be with it. Because no one's gonna want what's happening in China, that's for sure. That I don't know how, billions of people manage to be forced to accept this situation. Like, how much faith can you put in a government to let them like spy on you 24/7 and control every aspect of your life? It's like crazy. I mean, of course, it's probably the US government's wet dream if they could replicate that, but they will never fly in the US, that's for sure. I know. What's up, Pixel? Why are you crying? Oh, my beer is done. I mean, we all wrote, we saw those stories like being science fiction a few years ago. You know what Russians are you allowed to buy and not buy this week because you have a limit on sugar and fuel and other stuff. I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, if they will force an introduction of a CBDC in US, like the crypto adoption will probably explode at that point. Like knowing how much, the US citizens want their freedom and to not be, controlled by the government. If the only way they can do it, it's by owning crypto, or let's just say still gold and silver, then I think that could be quite bullish. Could be a bullish case for the crypto market. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really watching what I'm eating. I don't care at this point, to be honest. I'm still young. Metabolism is still going on. I probably have like unhealthy food once a week just to treat myself, but most of the time I eat okay, I guess. Yeah. I don't really like meat that much, to be completely honest. Hmm. Most of what I eat is veggies and fish. Either with pasta or with rice. Not really pasta, it's more like noodles. It's like rice noodles. Hmm. I was never a big fan of meat. I mean, if I go to a really nice restaurant and I feel like eating a steak, I will buy a steak. There's no problem. I mean, I don't feel like, sometimes I feel like eating a nice piece of meat. I don't like eating meat just because, like, if it's low quality meat, I'd rather not eat meat, if that makes any sense. Maybe it is. Yeah, a ribeye steak, it's always good, yeah. Will I afford to go and buy a ribeye steak every day? I don't think so. But and even if I was, I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'd rather have it as a treat from time to time. I guess most of the time when I go out to eat, sometimes I always go for seafood most of the time just because something I can't really be bothered to cook at home. So I don't mind cooking for myself at home. I mean, my fiance cooks as well. I cook as well. Depends who's off that day. But we both agree if it's something we can't really cook at home, we're just gonna go to the restaurant and eat it. I'm a big fan of sushi, but there's no nice sushi places around me, unfortunately. Jesus. Yeah, well. I don't. I guess if you put it that way, it's not expensive, but still, like, what I'm getting at is that I think I need more diversity in my diet. I just can't eat the same thing all the time. I mean, at the same time, as I said, not a big meat fan. Just never was, I guess. I mean, you can get carbs from a side dish as well. It doesn't have to be the main dish. You can always have some beans or some potatoes with your fish. Alright, let's go check on those flowers again. I mean, I can see that, but still. Bah. Everything's kind of like 80% ish. I definitely believe you. It's just like I'm not much of a health nut, to be honest. Well, see you, Pixel. Have a good one as well. Thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. I mean, I won't be late either, to be honest. Like, I'm probably gonna spend 10 more minutes and then I'm off as well. I did some farming today, so you know that's helpful. But I will be shooting off soon as well. As I said, probably 10 minutes as well. What do you think, Upwind? Do you think there's someone suppressing the price of Ergo? Is there like a massive short seller that keeps pressing down on the price just because probably they have like a leveraged short position on it? Or is literally just miners dumping basically for Bitcoin? I mean, I do understand, yeah, but at the same time, just feels a bit unnatural how feels a bit unnatural how suppressed Ergo is compared with everything else that's going on the market. I think I was talking earlier, Bitcoin is down 50% from all-time high, Ethereum the same. I think Ergo is still down 90%. They're just a bit weird. I do understand there's a lack of interest or lack of demand for buying, but why such a high demand for selling? I'm sure you can mine other stuff and sell more profitably. Why would you target Ergo specifically? So that doesn't really make much sense.